of a story time video. We're going to tell you 6 different stories, and there's 3 of Kylie's and 3 of them are mine, and then you guys have to comment down below and guess which one is whose.
And we're going to tell them together, and we're going to use I for like all of them, even though like some of them they're either just mine or just hers or not both of ours, but we're gonna both say I just to make it easier to tell the story. So yeah.
Also, if you comment down below and you guess, then we will give you a shout out in next week's video.
And we will also put the answers in next week's video so that you can't cheat.
Yeah, so let's get started.
Okay, so this story is about how I should basically own this amusement park called King's Dominion. Don't know if you've heard of it or not, but it is an amusement park that we used to go to a lot when we were younger, and basically my family should own it because I have almost died there 3 times.
Okay, so when I was about 2 or 3 years old at King's Dominion, we were eating ice cream, and I was using one of those plastic spoons, and when I was eating it, the spoon broke, and the spoon part of it I choked on.
So yeah, I was choking on the spoon, and my mom started freaking out because my face turned really blue, and she had to call the doctor people at the amusement park, and we had to be wheelchaired to the clinic at the amusement park, and it was so I mean, I don't remember it at all, but my mom says it was the scariest moment of her whole life,
I imagine. Yeah. And yeah, so when we went back, they had much sturdier spoons and forks.
Yeah, so it's true story.
Yeah.
Then the second time I almost died at King's Dominion, I was going down a water slide in their water park, and we went down. It was like a tube slide, or not a tube slide. The slide was not a tube, but you sat in an inner tube going down the slide. And we went down. My mom went down, and then I was gonna go down. So my mom would be at the bottom. Actually, no, my grandma went down.
Then I went down.
Then my mom went down. So that my grandma would be at the bottom to catch me, and then my mom would come down after. And so I went down the slide after my grandma went down, and the tube. I was 4 years old at the time. I was really small, and the tube slid out from under me and went down the slide without me, and I don't know, I guess at 4 years old I was so stupid, and I didn't just think just go down the slide. So I grabbed onto the side.
So then I grabbed onto the side of the slide thinking it'd be a good idea because
just going down, just grab onto the side.
I was holding onto the side of the slide, and I was standing there, and I was slipping and falling and trying to hold on because of the water rushing down, and my mom had to come down the slide, and they panicked because they didn't know where I was because I didn't come down the slide.
Well, at the time, my mom thought I had gone down the slide. She didn't know that I didn't because my tube went down. So the lifeguard at the top assumed I went down too. So when my mom went down, she was not expecting me to be standing there.
Yeah. So she grabbed onto me, and it was
she was wearing a ring, and it cut my back. And so basically, second time I almost died at King's Dominion. The third time I didn't almost die necessarily, but my cousin and I were on the lazy river with also in the water park. This was the next time we went probably, with my grandma and our other sister Leanna. And my grandma and Leanna were in one slide, and then me and my cousin Brandon, or not in one slide. My grandma and Leanna were in one, double tube together, and then me and my cousin Brandon were in the other tube together. And at the end of the lazy river, you were supposed to get out. But for some reason, Brandon and I didn't get out. I don't know if we couldn't or what. We were 4 at the time, so we were really not smart. I don't know why my grandma thought that was a good idea. But my grandma, being the funny woman that she is, got out with Leanna and walked away and just left us in the lazy river.
So that was that.
So basically,
got lost.
Brandon and I were going around the lazy river multiple times, and we were trying to get the attention of the lifeguards, but they kept blowing their whistle. And finally, I grabbed onto the side of the wall and climbed out and helped Brandon out, and then we went and just had to go find our family because my grandma just left us in the water park.
Yeah. So
there were 3 times I almost died at King's Dominion.
So that was story 1. So story number 2. When I was in 4th grade, I went to the bathroom. I went with my best friend to the bathroom, and I had to pee really bad, but at our school there was this rumor going around that 2 of the stalls were haunted. I didn't want to go into one of those bathrooms because they were haunted, and my best friend was in the other stall that wasn't haunted, and so instead of just going into one of those stalls because it would be so bad, I peed in my pants.
Yeah. I just sat there and peed in my pants. And then I tried to blame it on my best friend, Julia. I was like, look what you made me do. As if it was her fault that I was stupid and didn't go into one of the other 2 stalls that were empty.
I peed in my pants at school.
Embarrassing. And I was 10 years old. And yeah, that's story number 2. So,
number 3. Okay, so I was in kindergarten, one of the first days of school, And I didn't know you were supposed to sit, like the kindergartners had to sit in the front, and so I went to sit in the back with all the 4th graders and the 3rd graders and like the older kids. So
I got on the bus and I started walking towards the back of the bus, like past all the front seats where the kindergartners were supposed to sit. Bus driver got up and started screaming at me and like grabbed me by the arm. She was like that, like grabbed me, like, dug her nails into my arm.
She grabbed me by my arm really hard and she threw me into the seat that I was supposed to sit in
and started like screaming at me.
Yeah, so that was pretty traumatic. And so when I got home, my grandma and our grandma and our mom were standing outside the bus, and when we got off the bus, apparently like a bunch of, I don't really remember that much because it was kindergarten. All of like all the people getting off the bus, all the older kids were like, oh my gosh, the bus driver was being so mean, she grabbed the little girl or whatever and stuff like that. So
then our grandma gets onto the bus, no lie, and starts screaming at the bus driver and like freaking out. And my mom like called the school and she was like, my daughter and like all the rest of my kids are never riding on this bus again. They are never allowed to be with this bus driver. Bus driver was so fat that when she stood up and like grabbed me, she blocked the security cameras, so they couldn't even prove that she did it, so she didn't even get fired.
But I did have a bruise on my arm from where she grabbed me, and so they kind of like
they knew, but they couldn't prove it because they didn't have footage of it. But,
and all they heard was my grandmother screaming at her. They couldn't see anything happening besides that. So that is the story of the time I got pretty much attacked by a bus driver, and I seriously haven't seen her since.
Yeah, she's probably she was so like embarrassed by her actions. So that is story number
pretty bad.
3.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Number 4.
So number 4. So I was 4 years old, and we went to the pool and we brought McDonald's like Happy Meals, and so we had like soda. And you know how McDonald's straws are like really thick? They're like so
like the
thick.
opening is like really big.
Yeah, they're just like really thick straws, and so it's very easy for bugs, specifically bees, to get into the soda.
So I was all happy just at the pool with my McDonald's. I got to take a sip of my Sprite, and I feel something like a bug in my mouth, and it stung me and I spit out, and it was like a huge bee. It was like one of those like wood bees. Like it was like big. It was like really fuzzy, really disgusting. And so I remember it stung me right on the roof of my mouth, and it really hurt. So I remember I was sucking on my DD or my blanket that I've had. I remember sucking on it, and then like apparently the stinger.
Yeah, the stinger like came out. But
that was pretty
traumatizing. And imagine being stung by a bee in your mouth, 4 years old.
The first time I ever was stung by a bee.
Just try and have a good time.
It was in my mouth. So
yikes! Story number 5 is the time that I almost got kidnapped, or I should say the time that I thought I was almost getting kidnapped. Although now that I think back of it, I probably wasn't almost getting kidnapped. But basically, what happened was I was walking home from the bus stop with my sister and my cousin. We were all coming home from school, and I was in like 2nd grade at the time, and we walked past this like truck, and it was one of those like white like vans that like you just kind of associate with like
they're really
rapists,
sketchy.
Even though
I know
like,
why,
you shouldn't. But yeah, everyone knows what we're talking about. And so it was one of those vans, and I was walking past this van with my sister and cousin, and there was 2 men just sitting in front of the van, just kind of like watching us. And so we were already like kind of like looking at them like this is really uncomfortable. Yeah. So as we get to the front of their van, like we're walking past it, they get out and then start like walking towards us, but we were like, oh my gosh, they like lunged out at us, and like I can't remember if that really happened or not because we were probably being really dramatic. But we pretty much
2nd graders.
Yeah. But we like sprinted. Like I remember my cousin was like, run! And we like ran so fast.
Yeah. They probably, looking back at it, thought we were crazy.
Probably.
We were just sprinting down the road. But.
Yeah. And so we like run home, and my dad was home, and we were like telling him we were like panicking, and he calls the cops, and the cops come to our house, and they're like asking us these questions like, what did the man look like? What was the license plate? And we're like, I don't know. Like we were just like 8 years old. Oh, that was just, nothing ever happened with that because the cops were probably like, these kids just being dramatic. Number 6.
Is this the last one? Either this is the last story. And so I was in 1st grade, so I was like 6. And my friend, I don't know why, but but we would always try to pick each other up. Like everybody in like school would do it. Like they would always tell us not to, and we would always get in trouble for it because of what happened to me. So, well, not because of what happened to me, but like to prevent what happened. Okay, so anyway, so my best friend at the time, she picked me up, and then like she put me back down. And she was bigger than me, but she wasn't like fat. She was just taller than me because I was like really short. And so, anyway, so she picked me up, and then put me back down, and so then she's like, oh, try to pick me up. So I did.
So I go and I pick her up, which is a bad idea because I'm like 2 feet tall and she's like 5 feet tall. Not really, but you know.
Yeah.
And I like fell backwards and hit my head on the tile floor.
Yeah,
in
which
the
is
classroom.
covered. Okay, it's like tile on top of cement, so it's like really like.
And so I like hit my head and pretty much almost gave myself a concussion.
Yeah, and I was trying not to cry, and my teacher comes sprinting over. She's like, "Are you okay? Oh my gosh!" And she was like, but she didn't like think it was like that big of a deal. And so she was like, "Okay, take her," like to my friend, she's like, "Take her down to the nurse or whatever." And I was trying not to cry, and I was trying like, "Oh, it doesn't hurt that bad." But then my friend, she like felt the back of my head. She's like, "You have a really big lump on the back of your head or whatever." And then I like started like freaking out. It was like really bad. So then I went to the nurse, and then she called my mom. My mom had to pick me up. So then we went to the doctors, like it was like the pediatric doctor or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, like you should probably take her to the emergency room because this is like kind of like, this doesn't seem very good. And so I remember the whole way there and the whole time we were waiting in the emergency room, I was like, what's your name? How old are you? Just making sure I didn't like lose my memory or anything.
I had to get an MRI.
And it was like, I just remember they're like, it's okay. Oh my gosh, the best part of it was I got to be rolled around in a hospital bed. It was so fun. So don't forget to comment down below who you think each story was about.
And then next week we will pick 5 people who got the closest or got the most amount right, and we will give you guys a shout out.
So make sure you comment down below for a chance to get a shout out.
And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and want to see more like talking videos like this. And
yeah. Peace, love, and ladybugs. Bye.
Love and ladybugs. Love and ladybugs. Love and ladybugs.